NABF Junior Middleweight Championship. Julio Cesar Green, the champion, takes on the challenge of the surging Lonnie Beasley. Julio Cesar Green keeps the pressure on his opponents. At 16-1, he's ranked in the top 10 in all three organizations and is moving in and keeping the pressure on the reigning champions. Lonnie Beasley at 22-1-1 leaped into the limelight 2 months ago with a stunning first-round knockout over 6th-ranked middleweight Charles Brewer in Brewer's backyard at the Blue Horizon. Beasley went up in weight class and pulled off the major upset. So what do you do for an encore? Well, just 3 weeks later, Beasley back in the ring, and he demonstrated his toughness. The eye closed since the 3rd round. He went on to win a 10-round decision over Randy Williams. Impressive to all but Julio Cesar Green.
I'm already ranked within the top 5 of the world. I'm already ranked. I don't see Beasley ranked, so I don't consider him top quality fighter.
Mistake, big mistake. I feel like I'm pound for pound the best fighter in the world. We will know after this fight when I take his belt home to Detroit, and I'll see y'all again at the Palace with the belt prize defended. I think he's about a A+, A- B+ fighter. But as I say, I'm the teacher right now. I've been in the game for a while, and I'm teaching. I could put the test harder on him and flunk him if I want to.
Beasley not too thrilled with Green's remarks. It's now a grudge match. Step outside, says Beasley. It's just me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Always in good shape. He has nice little angles and strong with both hands. It's just too slow. Too slow for me. Speed be anything in boxing. Speed is the key. I got the fastest hands in boxing, so it always helped me, and I'm not going to change.
So how do you see this? How do you visualize this fight going?
Unanimous decision or a late round knockout if he tried real hard to win. If he don't want to lose his title and really try to get to me, I'm going to knock him out. If he let me control him with what I would do, with my angles and pop and run and let me control the fight, then unanimous decision.
Lonnie Beasley, the challenger, has the confidence of a champion. He says the last guy who overlooked me was Charles Brewer. So Lonnie Beasley, who has been on an upward trend, trying to move now into consideration of being in the top 10 in the junior middleweight division.
And he knows how important the speed is. He says the speed is the key. Lonnie Beasley is not a hard hitter with only 7 KOs and 22 wins, but with that speed, he's able to take fighters out. Just ask Charles Brewer.
Julio Cesar Green, number 4 in the IBF, number 5 in the WBA, number 7 in the WBC, and he has added some knockout power in the last 7 fights, and he looks across at Lonnie Beasley and feels that he is just not in his class. So it has gotten to be an exchange of words between these two fighters, and now they're ready to exchange the letter. And once again, we bought some advertising space on the head of a fighter. And Lonnie Beasley, who is fighting through the tragedy of the death of his sister Cheryl, who died in an automobile accident last week, and he has carried Cheryl's scarf into the ring with him. Checking out these two fighters in the tail of the tape. Green at 154, Beasley 153. Beasley with the 1-inch height advantage and the reach both at 73. The NABF rules for this junior middleweight title affair: no standing 8 count, 3 knockdown rule is in effect. You can be saved by the bell in the final round only, and it's a 10-point must-scoring system. And now sizing up the strengths and the weaknesses, let's check in with the champ on the blackboard.
Brought to you by Head & Shoulders, tonight's boxing blackboard. The NABF junior middleweight champion is Julio Cesar Green. As strength, he has good power. He stays low with good balance to connect with solid punches. And he sets a good, strong pace. Julio keeps the pressure on to wear opponents down. His weaknesses, though he's getting better, he's too slow. He sacrifices speed for power, and that's because he at times is lethargic. Your challenger tonight, Julio, is Lonnie Beasley. As strengths, he's awkward. His untraditional style is confusing. He's liable to do anything in the ring, and he has great confidence. His weaknesses, too defensive. He retreats without scoring, giving the appearance of running. And he headlines. Don't read the press clippings. Confidence is great, but use this fight as proof. Stay busy, Lonnie.
Ladies and gentlemen, Main Events Incorporated, along with Garden State Boxing, in association with your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser, proud to be your bud, present the featured bout of the evening. This contest is sanctioned once again by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, along with the North American Boxing Federation. Officials at ringside shall remain the same, except for the following. NABF supervisor in attendance will be Gary Langley. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be Terry Smith, Bill Graham, and Al Siciliano. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee Vic Draculich. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the site where legends are made, Caesar's Palace of Las Vegas, Nevada, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing for the NABF Junior Middleweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the gold trunks with black trim, weighing in at 153 pounds. From the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, he brings a professional record of 22 victories, 7 by KO, 1 defeat with 1 draw. Tonight he is the challenger, Lonnie Honeybee Beasley. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the emerald green trunks with silver trim, weighing in at 154 pounds. He comes to us from Queens in New York City, and he brings a professional record of 16 victories, 10 by KO, only 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the NABF Junior Middleweight Champion, Julio Cesar 3.
All right, gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. Are there any questions? Any questions for T seconds? All right, remember, gentlemen, obey my commands, protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves now, let's get to it.
And the love fest before the slugfest. Julio Cesar Green has won his last 12, dating back to September of '91. But Beasley has beaten him as far as streaks are concerned, unbeaten in his last 17, dating back to May of '91. So the 2 fighters put those streaks on the line. And a great opportunity here with the boxing press from around the world assembled for Friday night's Evander Holyfield, Michael Moore fight, and most of them are in attendance here tonight. Lonnie Beasley, who opened the eyes when he shut the eyes of Charles Brewer, and now in a position here to make a move perhaps into the top 10 of the junior middleweight division. Julio Cesar Green is in the top 10 already.
Yeah, Green, a fighter who says that he thinks his preparation is better now. That's why he's able to knock these fighters out. He has had 3 early KOs in his last 8 fights. He tries to start quickly in the fight, gets right down to business as he does here. Fighter who loves to put pressure on his opponent. Go down to the body and then work yourself up to the head. He's been working with his trainers on the proper way to move in.
Beasley very elusive, very hard to tag squarely. He was stopped in his only loss, and that was way back in '87 to Oscar Pena, and that was when Lonnie Beasley was still in the Army, and on the weekends he would go out and try to continue a professional boxing career. And he said the only fight he lost, that Pena fight, in which he was KO'd, was when he tried to knock out a guy and he got caught. And since that time, he has been slipping and moving and boxing and trying to hit and not be hit.
Yeah, tying up on the inside, letting the referee break you. And then the awkwardness that I talked about. Watch him here. Look at these moves from him. You move your head without moving your body in the feet. See him pull his head back. It's tough to get a clear shot off on him. What you have to do, and I know Green is going to try to do this, start off at the body and then work to the head. Your opponent can move his head, but he can't move his body. Green said, I'm going to pressure him, I'm going to back him up. I'm more concerned about what I have to do in this fight. Julio Cesar Green.
Really hard to believe the tale of the tape had each listed for 73-inch reach. It appears that Lonnie Beasley has that long extension.
One thing that they don't take into consideration, they can't, is the upper half of your body. See how Beasley has great movement on his ball, what we call our ball. It's like a basketball in your waist. You can move anywhere from the waist up on that ball that you could move if you had a basketball in there.
The elastic man, Lonnie Beasley.
That's what Beasley does.
He is now ranked number 17 in the BC. And we're 5 seconds from the conclusion of the first round in a scheduled 12-rounder. The number 3 heavyweight in the world, Lionel Bettler, who has won 15 straight, and he goes up against the elusive boxing Eric Curry out of the Motor City. That is in our main event next week. In a couple of weeks, returning to USA, the Macho Man, Hector Camacho, trying to rebound from his loss to Felix Trinidad, and he goes up against Franco Diorio, who has won 6 straight and 27 in his career. That's a couple of weeks from Casino Magic. Second round action. This is the NABF Junior Middleweight Championship. And coming out slugging, Julio Cesar Green and Lonnie Beasley. It is Green holding on, and the referee, Vic Draculich, has to step in with a warning. Hey, what do you think guys doing? Got a fight in here?
Well, this round of fight's breaking out.
And Green with the pressure, turning it up here in round number 2.
Yeah, you get that first round under your belt. The first round jitters are gone, and then you get out and go to work in the second round.
And you just remember the words of Lonnie Beasley saying Green is too slow. Slow pace. Well, I don't know if he would agree with that assessment right now, as Green is really taking it to Beasley with a red-hot pace here to start the second round.
Yeah, the pace of the fight and the speed of a fighter are two separate things. Beasley is extremely fast. Green not that fast, but he has been working on it lately. Trying to fire off closer with his punches. And one showmanship from Lonnie Beasley. You know, there's a hit on the break from Beasley. Look at this elusiveness. See how Beasley uses his elbows in there? Not in an offensive manner, but uses them to protect himself. He brings his hands up in front of his face, and he can punch around his elbows.
Green is the champion. This is his first title defense. He won the crown last October from Wayne Powell. Green landed a 5-punch combination to drop Powell and scored a TKO in the 7th round. 1 minute to go in the second.
He hit Wayne Powell and he went pow.
Actually, it was pow, 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 pow. And now it is Green continuing the aggression.
Continuing the aggression, but walking into some punches. Beasley wiry, moving around, slipping inside. Beasley said he has enormous confidence because he's been fighting since he was 15 years old. He said, yes, I've been to school, the school of hard knocks. Great attitude about fighting. Loves the sport. Good left hooks from Beasley.
Beasley said he wanted a few rounds to figure out where he can hit Green, kind of touch, and then kind of load up. But right now it's been Green taking it to Lonnie Beasley. Good second round for the champion. And Beasley with the right hand.
Watch this. Green more pressure at the end of that second round. Moving on the inside, but he gets tagged from Beasley. However, Green fires back. The left hook. That's the bell. Back and forth. Early rounds are extremely important. Long distance fight. This one's scheduled for 12.
Beasley says he hasn't got caught up after knocking out Brewer in the first round, that he knows he's a boxer, And that was one of the things that happened to happen in the ring. He caught Charles Brewer. But there at the end of the second round, looking to trade with Green.
Trade, but move. Scoring and then move. You get in, you get out, and you score. When you're in the corner like that, there's no place to get out. So all you do is punt. Good left hook from Beasley again. Beasley is having his moments. He's elusive, he's wiry, he's bending around. He's slowed the tempo of this fight down. Green puts on a lot of pressure, but look now how apprehensive Green is about running in. Green has to get down on that body. You have to take away the speed of Beasley. See that jab? What a pestering jab that is. You just stick it in there and then you move so there's no retaliation. Green could be effective with some feints.
Wild shots by Beasley, and he pays the price because Green then goes inside. Prior to the knockout of Brewer, Beasley had only 2 knockouts in his previous 15 fights. He is in there for the long haul.
He knows it. Green, good shots downstairs. You got to stay on that body with Beasley. Beasley said he went from a slugger to a boxer, but in this round he is more of a slugger. The wrong kind of fight for him to fight. Said he had a lot of respect for Julio Cesar Green. Good shake, but always coming forward.
And Green is looking for the opening. He likes Beasley trying to slug it out with him. Digging inside is Green. Early in his career was a real reckless seek-and-destroy fighter. A little more control here, but right now, both of them opening it up to the delight of the crowd. Scheduled for 12.
Yeah, digging around that body. See how Green has to lower and dig for the body? You can't go and hit those elbows.
The career, and Friday night is the big night. Just 3 days away, Michael. Can you describe your thoughts, your feelings that the time has finally come where you have that heavyweight shot?
Well, I'm not real nervous now. Probably the nerves will take effect probably tomorrow at the weigh-ins, and then starting to get into fight mode. I'm in fight mode right now, but real serious after tomorrow.
Is it something you're considering of how it will affect you being in this kind of a situation for the first time, while Evander has gone through the heavyweight atmosphere many times before?
No, it doesn't bother me. I'm a strong-minded person, so I can deal with anything probably that is presented to me, you know.
Picking up any pointers here, I know you're sitting here at ringside enjoying this encounter.
Yeah, it's an excellent fight. The last fight, Marcus' fight, was pretty good also.
Well, you know Lonnie Beasley pretty well from the Motor City. You saw the Charles Brewer knockout, but it's impressed us that he hasn't let that gone to his head, and he still contends that he is a boxer.
Right. He's doing pretty good boxing now, and he has to fight when he has to fight, but he gets out also.
Yeah, how about that last round, Michael? That was a determining round because Lonnie stayed on the inside and allowed for Green to score. Will that hurt him?
It may hurt him in the long run, but I think they're exchanging some pretty heavy blows. And I think Green, he likes to fight on the inside. If Beasley keeps him on the outside and uses his power and his reach.
Right on key. The right hand. Lonnie Beasley used that right uppercut to knock out Charles Brewer.
And Lonnie Beasley hauling off. The boxer is trying to turn into a puncher here tonight. But in the end, Julio Cesar Green hoping that Beasley punches himself out.
Oh yeah, pressure.
Beasley's fighting Green's fight on the inside and staying toe-to-toe. And he's beating him to the punch a lot also, hurting him also.
They continue to exchange. The crowd whipped into a frenzy. And I think Green is very surprised. But he continues to dig in. Did not expect this from Beasley.
No, he expected more movement from Beasley, more backing up. Had no respect for Lonnie Beasley whatsoever. Beasley's earning respect tonight, though.
I thought I figured Green came in there thinking he was going to take the fight to Beasley and try to overpower him. Yeah. But I think the power is pretty even right here. Yeah. Because they're hurting each other.
Back and forth.
Coming down to 10 seconds. And the fourth round is scheduled for 12. A long ways to go. But right now, we'll pause for these words from our local cable systems, and we'll be back with Michael Moore. Michael Moore joins us at ringside as we now look up into a terrific fight entering the 5th round. Michael, how surprised are you of the strategy here by Lonnie Beasley? What do you think has gotten him into this slugfest mold?
Well, Beasley, he's a very difficult fighter. You can see he moves a lot, but then he also counters, and he'll stay there and slug with you if you want. That's a part of coming from Detroit, I guess.
Yeah. Can he keep this up for 12 rounds?
I don't think any of them keep it up for 12 rounds. It's all about conditioning when it comes to the 12 rounds. They're throwing some heavy bombs.
One question pertaining to Friday night. We understand that Evander Holyfield has signed for a fight with Lennox Lewis. Does that in any way motivate you even more Friday, that he's looking ahead to his next fight?
Well, it motivates me in a way that I know what I have to do, and I know he's looking right past me. And the past 7.5 weeks, I've been in intense training, and the last couple of days it's all really mental, and the mental state of mind has been there from the beginning.
What about being here, Michael? I know some of their trainers do not like for their fighters to go and get excited about other fights. Do you think that is any way a problem for you?
No problem. No problem at all, because I know what I have to do. My day comes Friday night. This is Tuesday, and I'm just here relaxing and hanging out with you, you know?
Yeah.
Hanging out.
This is the toughest part. Between now and the fight time, right?
Yeah, it really is. You have a lot. Like today was a real busy, hectic day, and you know, tomorrow the weigh-ins and things like that. I mean, you know, Thursday I really relax, and Friday relax, and be ready to fight Friday night.
Michael Moore, if you become the heavyweight champion of the world, how do you expect it will happen?
I don't know. We have to wait to Friday and see. That's sort of a prediction, which I don't make.
No crystal ball, no visualization.
I expect a tough fight, and like I said, I respect Holyfield because he needs his respect where respect is due. But I'm a determined younger guy, and I want what he has.
40 seconds to go in this one. Don't want to get too far away from what has turned out to be a terrific fight. This is scheduled for 12 rounds. And now I think it's a question of whether Beasley or Green run out of gas. We've got a long, long way to go.
Yeah, see those two body shots right there? Took a lot of steam out of Lonnie Beasley.
Beasley gets away when he has to, just to get his rest.
Moves. He is elusive. A rubber band man.
Difficult style to fight.
Oh, yeah.
Final seconds of the 5th round. Michael Moore, thanks for stopping by. All the best Friday night.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Julio Cesar Green, the NABF junior middleweight champ in the green trunks, comes in 16-1 with 10 knockouts. His loss way back in his 5th career fight, a decision to Kevin Tillman. And since that time, he has won 12 in a row. Lonnie Beasley, 22-1-1. His only loss came way back in his 7th fight 7 years ago to Oscar Pena, and since that time unbeaten in his last 17. And both fighters intent on mixing it up.
Yeah, some showboating from Beasley, but he fights better when he showboats. Confidence. Beasley out of the Motor City, a stablemate of the super middleweight champion of the world, James Toney. And I think James has lost about 10 pounds just at ringside, rooting on Lonnie Beasley. Oh, it's so much more difficult to sit in that corner and watch a fight. It's easier to get in there and fight, especially when you're somebody like James Toney. You know what to do. Trying to get your point across to your fighter is much more difficult. James Toney also very excited about the fact that he has finally signed on for a fight against Roy Jones. These two will actually come together. That should be one of the better fights in a long time, and hopefully the first of a series of fights between those terrific fighters. And this round Lonnie Beasley is really getting the pressure from Green. Green digging around for those holes, looking for the openings underneath the elbows, going over the top, really working on the inside. Beasley trying to move on the inside and then punching back, but not quite with the same effect that Green has. Green, and this comes from the balance. I'm talking about the power of Green because of the good balance that he has. Look how low he gets. It's his rear and his trunk, his legs in the shot.
We have not had the opportunity to see Green. We certainly have seen Beasley, and he has demonstrated just tremendous heart and courage in the ring. And the last 6 rounds, we expect the pace to slow down. It has been torrid so far. And Lonnie Beasley trying to cross Green up with a switch in his strategy.
And that same right eye swelling up from Beasley. The eye that swelled up in his last fight. Randy Williams.
That fight just 3 weeks after the Brewer fight. 6 down.
Give me the other water bottle. Give me the other water bottle. Okay, give me the other one. Now you gotta dig big. Your eye getting big. Strong on the outside. Strong on the outside, okay? Outside, be strong. Fight him, man. Don't fight him, Lonnie. It's too early. It's only 7 rounds. Lonnie, don't fight. Lonnie, no body contact. Can you do that something? How you gonna make the fight? How you gonna make the fight? Take this round here and beat him with just a jab. Move it. Get off the ropes, okay? Use your jab reverse, okay? Can you do it? Yeah. Can you see? Okay, give me the piece.
And now over to the corner of Julio
You got
Cesar
to throw
Green.
punches, Julio. Okay. Tony, with the water, stop. He told me Vamos, just throw punches. Give me the mouthpiece. Just throw punches. The guy's dead. Throw punches.
Joey Ferriello. Green, who said Beasley is not a top quality fighter. He said he's good, but I want the champions. Julio Cesar Vasquez, the WBA junior middleweight champion. Simon Brown, the WBC title holder. And Gianfranco Rossi, who owns the belt in the IBF. And Green is number 4, 5, and 7 in the 3 organizations. Well, Green's corner thinks that Lonnie Beasley has punched himself out and is very tired. And right now it is Beasley keeping a little bit of his distance. You can see the trouble he's having with the right eye. And that is the eye that was closed early in the fight against Randy Williams, but Beasley able to cut that one out. A minute into the 7th round, Lonnie Beasley, along with James Toney, being managed by Jackie Kellen, who is in the corner right now with the champ. Sean?
Jackie, Lonnie's eye swelled up. How is it?
Well, that's what I'm concerned about, because if you can't see out of that eye, then that's going to be a disadvantage for him. And I just worry about his health more than anything else. I don't want to see any damage to that eye. It's getting pretty swollen.
Is that because more pressure from Green now the last few rounds?
Well, it seems like he's taken to Lonnie more, but Lonnie's the kind of fighter that can turn it around again. He can surprise you.
Jackie, how does Lonnie turn it around? Right there.
Just watch him. Watch him turn it on. He pulled it out from somewhere. I don't know where it comes from, but he's got such desire and such heart. He wants this really badly.
We've seen Lonnie Beasley in the past. Great movement, but why is he on the inside so much in this fight?
I can't tell you that. Maybe that's his game plan. Maybe it's where he feels comfortable. I can't tell you that, because he should be outside boxing, and that's his better fight.
Have you had any conversation with him between rounds about that?
Well, I let his trainer, Gene Sinegal, give him direction. But certainly I would like to see him using that boxing skill that he's known for.
Okay. Jackie Kalen, good luck. Thank you very much.
And here in the 7th round, no question, a turnaround round for the champion. Julio Cesar Green. Joey Ferriello said it as he came out that feels that Lonnie Beasley is just exhausted. May have punched himself out. As a very different look in Beasley, but he's coming on now at the end of the 7th round. Great matchup here for the junior middleweight title. Egerton Marcus went 12 rounds to win the light heavyweight NABF crown against Earl Butler in the first fight. And this the main event.
The left ear of Lonnie Beasley, that is blood coming out of the ear. And it's also swelled up on the outside. Look at that. Oh, he has been hit in that last round a lot. Staying on the inside too much. Not enough movement from Lonnie Beasley.
Well, Julio Cesar making a salad out of Beasley, the cauliflower ear.
See him shake his head? His balance is off. When your ear swells up like that, it throws your balance off.
Well, it's the strategy of Lonnie Beasley that may do him in tonight. He made for a terrific first 6 rounds, but it is not his style, trying to be macho and slug it out. He's in front of the Las Vegas crowd. A big fight for him that certainly could give him the recognition that he's been after. But it's not the Lonnie Beasley that got up to 22-1-1. It's Green stepping back, looking for some openings. He feels he has Beasley now where he wants him, but he's gotten as much as Beasley could throw at him.
Sure, he's got control of the tempo and the pace now. Inside there, he can do whatever he wants to. He's got control. Time, we're going to take a look at that. Good, let's take a look at everything you got here. Call the doctor in, take a look at the eyes, take a look at the ear. There's what they're going to look at right there. Look at the ear. Oh, that is very ugly.
Doctor here in Vegas cannot stop the fight.
Very ugly. But you know what? Now, not only do you have the doctor look at your ear, also Julio Cesar Green is looking at what the doctor is looking at. Now all of a sudden he says, hey, that ear's messed up. Now I know it. I'm going to go right after it. So he starts throwing the right hands over to the ear.
26-year-old Green now looks like a pit bull. And there is 112 in a row. As an amateur, he won 258 fights against just 6 defeats and over 200 knockouts.
Yeah, great heart. He said, I will win this fight with pressure. And that has been the key.
But there's Beasley. Slips in the left.
The honeybee, Lonnie Beasley tries to sting with his shots. No holding behind the head. Second warning. Not going to have that again.
And hitting behind the back.
Vic Draculus, the referee.
Two unbeaten streaks on the line. 12 straight for Green. 17 without a loss for Beasley. Both of those stretching back to 1991. Neither fighter has lost 3 years.
No pulling the head down. Oh yeah. Julio Green wants to make this a war. He wants to make it tough.
And he has more left. Round number 9 in the scheduled 12-rounder. In the green is Julio Cesar Green.
And the B is Lonnie Beasley. The B colors, honeybee.
Black and gold. And Beasley, who right now is in a quandary.
Between rounds when he was in his hide, they wanted more punches from him and more movement. The lateral movement is the key for him to stay in this fight. Green is very strong, but he's right straight ahead. He tries to move right in. If you can get on the side of him, then you can score. And that's just what Beasley does.
Beasley just not showing enough angle right in front of Green.
And now slugging. Green has 2 targets instead of 1. The ear and the eye. Look at the right eye of Lonnie Beasley
last fight in which the eye was closed was a couple of months ago. Did you think there was enough time between fights?
No. No. However, I am a man who believes in a lot of fights. Activity is the key. But it's not the time. It's getting hit on the eye that has caused it to swell up. Good right hand. Easy, and again,
sneaking it in.
Right uppercut.
He may have to be wondering now if he had kept to his fight plan where this fight would have been in the 9th round.
Oh, yeah. How important that is in a fight.
Watch ahead.
You go in there in your corner, lays out your strategy. If you don't follow it, you learn from the mistakes. Now on Beasley's back against the wall. Green forward, hard punching. Beasley trying to slug back, but Green is hurting him.
Beasley now holding on.
Beasley's stunned.
Again, got into the trade.
Yep.
And Green wins in that trade. And Green just coming on stronger and stronger, lining up Beasley now.
Yeah, Beasley is ready to go.
Breaking down his defenses late here in the 9th round when Beasley looked for the exchange.
Tonight's back.
Well, Beasley thought he had the second win late in the 9th, and he started to exchange one more time and did not get the better of the exchange.
Oh, yeah, power. The power of Julio Cesar Green hurt Lonnie Beasley, took all the steam out of his punches. In this fight, and he is hearing it over in that corner. Joey Ferriello, a master strategist, telling his fighter, this man is dead. He is ready to go. He's ready to be knocked out.
And Green senses that this is the round.
Yeah.
And you just wonder also, you heard Jackie Kalin talking to you early, her sensitivity about her fighters of whether they may have that white towel in hand in the Beasley corner to start this round.
Ooh.
And Green is pouring it on.
Yeah, Beasley knows it too. He knows what's coming. Julio Green right straight ahead.
Beasley actually last couple of rounds starting to pick his shots, kind of getting into a boxing groove again. But then late in the 9th, thought he saw an opening and got into that exchange. And Green right now putting Beasley very much in jeopardy here in the 10th. Beasley's mouth wide open.
Drop that. Keep that head up.
Green from the Dominican Republic, where he fought the most of his amateur fights, nearly 300 of them.
Yeah.
Moved to New York City in '89, living in Brooklyn.
Here comes Green. You got to change that speed against a fighter like Beasley. Beasley's too good. You're not going to knock him out with one shot. He's going to hang on. He's going to tie up. You've got to put punches together. You've got to make him want to get out of there.
Well, hats off to Lonnie Beasley. We had seen him years ago fighting on the undercards, going up to the palace, involved in fight cards, never making it onto air, hanging in there, comes up with a big knockout over Charles Brewer, gets himself into a fight of this proportion.
Well, a lot of good tools. I think his problem in this fight was the wrong strategy. They knew what it was in the corner. He talked to me today about it. But when you're in the ring and you've used the wrong strategy for 9.5 rounds, it's all uphill from there. And if you're a fighter that doesn't have a big power punch, I know Beasley showed his power in the past, but doesn't have the one-shot knockout.
And you don't think the strategy was premeditated? It's just getting into the ring, the bell sounds, the atmosphere here.
Oh, I know that's what it is. It is a more enjoyable way to fight. The rounds go by quicker. It's fun to get in there and brawl. It's fun.
But he's not a brawler, and he knows he's not a brawler.
Concentration.
Beasley getting in a couple of shots, and now responds with combinations, showing some life at the end of the 10th round. 11 is next. The courage of Lonnie Beasley on display in the closing seconds of the 10th round, and the work is on in the Beasley corner.
You know, I'm real concerned about that ear. One thing about getting hit in the ear, too, you can't hear out of that. They've been telling him what to do between rounds, every round, but he hasn't done it, and maybe because he hadn't been able to hear out of that ear.
Feel good, Lonnie?
He's got to work, Tony, otherwise he's going to lose this fight. He's going to blow it. Hold on. Can he throw punches for 2 rounds? Can he throw punches for 2 rounds? 2 rounds?
Working through an interpreter. Tony Teneo.
Come on.
Leaning in over the ropes is Teneo.
Does he really think he may blow this fight, or is he trying to create that urgency?
I believe what he's saying is that Beasley may blow the fight. If you can get Beasley, he's going to be fighting now out of desperation. He's got to come at you. He's got to put more pressure on you. And for now, he's saying, Green, you better be ready because he's going to come right at you.
Joey Fariello also may have seen the window of opportunity, late 9th, and especially that 10th round. Flashing by Julio Cesar Green. Although it appears to me that Green certainly has it on the scorecards. Scheduled for 12, it's the NABF Junior Middleweight Championship. First defense for Green, who won the title back in October with a 7th round stoppage over Wayne Powell, taking him out convincingly in the 7th. With a 5-punch combination, the likes of which we haven't seen here tonight. Difficult to land a 5-punch combination on Beasley.
Yes. Well, that's something that Joey Fariello, I think, would like to see from Green. And this is where Green has trouble. Look at the movement from Beasley. There's a good right hand from Green. The movement on the angles from Lonnie. Good right hand from Beasley. Green comes back with a good left hook. Telling combination. When you have a fighter like Beasley who never gives up, you got to constantly put him back in that shell. Very tough. Lonnie Beasley. Green is very good. Look at him use that shoulder. You hide behind that shoulder when you can't use your hand, and he has big shoulders too.
I think he was giving Beasley a little taste of his own medicine, striking that pose. Coming down to 30 seconds left in the 11th round.
Yeah, see his big round shoulders in Green? You hide behind those. Use those. Use those as a defense. And well, Green has a lot of questions to answer for himself. That eye has been swelled up since early in this fight. He hasn't been able to close it. And also the ear.
I'm looking forward to hear what Joey Fariello has to say in his corner. He's been burning up the last few rounds, but this man hasn't ended the fight when Fariello thought this one should be over. He thought Beasley was running out of gas back in the 7th round.
Forget it. Then it's the last round. Listen, you tell him he needs this round. No, he needs this round to win the fight. You understand that? Julio, you understand that? Forget all of this stuff. Tell him he's got to throw punches. He's got the last round. Final round. Make it a good one. Okay, here. We'll be. But he's got to win this round. And he's got to throw punches to win it. Both hands. The other guy he's got to throw punches.
I don't think Green needs an interpreter for that.
Both hands, you need it.
He certainly understands that Fariello is not offering his congratulations on the victory. So an intense Joey Fariello with that sense of urgency, trying to rally Green. And Green does rally to start this 12th and final round. And Sean, you have Green comfortably in front.
I do. However, a lot of these rounds have been extremely close. Look at those 2 body shots from Green. The body punches take it all out of your opponent. Now the hit shots will work. And Green does it.
I think that could be the concern of Fariello. In between rounds, he got a glimpse of your scorecard. And his man Wayne were comfortably in front. Oh! The referee, Dracula, with the knockdown punch. Oh, and they've stopped the fight. The referee separating the 2 fighters, and Beasley goes down. The last man to touch him was the referee. When was the last time you saw that?
You pushed him, man. You pushed him, man.
Wow.
Now,
after what Fariello said, Green has to be extremely relieved.
Now, in a situation like that, shouldn't the referee allow Beasley a chance to get up?
I did not see the referee trip Beasley. I saw Beasley collapse.
Oh, and now in the corner of Lonnie Beasley, and you see the frustration.
Well, he should be frustrated.
Eugene Senegal in the corner of Beasley, who right now pointing the finger at the referee Vic Draculich and wondering exactly the same thing we are. Why the referee stopped the fight? And I don't think the fight has ended. Eugene Senegal right there has to be restrained by officials.
Well, he is extremely upset because he kept his fighter in there. He kept him going with the black eye, with the swelling, with the ear swelled up, with that ear closed. He kept him in there and kept him going. And then he gets the fight stopped in the final round. He is terribly upset.
The referee calling a fight, and there is Lonnie Beasley in the corner.
Almost make it to the final bell. Here's what happened. Watch when the 2 back up. The 2, they break, and that was a little bit of a separation push. I don't think that was Vic Draculich's fault. That was a little separation push. Lonnie Beasley collapsed. It had been a torrid pace.
What is Draculich's thinking of why did he stop the fight?
Because you saw what happened. Look at this man collapse. Look, there's Green. Relieved the fight is over, but Lonnie Beasley collapsed. Here it is. Lonnie Beasley took a step back and he collapsed. From another angle. Watch. Draculich separates the both of them. Okay? And then Beasley collapsed. His leg, you lose your legs. When you're hurt, when you're out on your feet, the first thing that goes are your legs.
So you're saying
his legs went.
So you're saying in that situation you have to discount the fact that the referee was the last man who touched Beasley going down.
That's irrelevant. That has nothing to do with it. People are hurt in the last round of a fight as much as they are in the first round of the fight.
All right, let's get the time from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Vic Draculich has to call a halt to the bout. Lonnie Beasley unable to continue. The official time, 48 seconds, the 12th round, the winner and still NABF Junior Middleweight Champion from New York, Julio Cesar Green.
Lonnie Beasley trying to still figure out what exactly happened. Julio Cesar Green wins it, and we've just been informed that Joey Fariello knows what he's talking about because the scorecards were split. One judge had Green winning, one judge had Beasley winning the fight, and one judge had it a draw, which makes that final sequence even more controversial. The referee calling the fight. Wow. When he separated the fighters and Beasley went down. And the question here, if the referee contact caused the fighter to go down, whether he collapsed or not, should he have allowed the fighter to get up again? But Beasley loses to Green in a controversial finish. One for the record books on Tuesday Night Fights. And now the power punch of the night, brought to you by Budweiser. Fresh, pure, natural, proud to be your Bud. Was it by Vic Draculich, the referee? No. Let's go back to an earlier fight. The power punching Joseph Chuanuka from Uganda delivers against Sam Robinson in the second round. Great power by Chuanuka. His 14th win, 10th by knockout. And that's the Budweiser power punch of the night.